What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, it's been a little bit since we talked about Two Blue Vortex over here, but what I've been liking about Two Blue Vortex recently is they've been letting storylines develop and unravel throughout these couple chapters. Now, I thought after the big fight in the sand, I thought we were going to immediately go right into the next conflict because that's kind of what Naruto Next Generations did. If you remember correctly, we had like big set piece after big set piece, and there wasn't really a lot of time for development. But what I've been liking about Two Blue Vortex is they've been letting these things develop organically. So we just had a couple chapters now to just let things build up, and I've loved that. I'm loving that so much because it allows for more deeper and more complex storytelling, and I'm loving that so much, man. It's so good. Now, what is the first thing that I really liked about this chapter? Because there's a lot that happened in this chapter to unpack. So much stuff that sets up the future of not just this arc, but Two Blue Vortex in general. So, first thing I want to talk about is Eida. And what I liked about what was going on with Eida is we learned that she subconsciously made it so Sumire and Sarada would be her friend organically. Because as we all know, Ada is somebody who throughout her entire life she's never been able to form in a human organic connection with somebody because of her Otsutsuki abilities. But so she kind of used her own power in a way to subconsciously wish for the natural and organic friendship of Sarda and Sumire. And with this, after them having this conversation, like from last chapter where we thought Sarda and Sumire were gonna have to fight to get out of this from Damon, to now we get to see them have a real human conversation and actually become friends from the looks of it. It looks like they're actually all friends now. And I like that a lot. It showed that Ada is a character that is capable of growth. She's not just some cyborg that doesn't have any emotions. Like you can tell she wants to make friends. She wants to make this work. And the fact now that Sarada and Sumire seemingly are her friend now, honestly, I like that a lot. Like I said, this is a storyline that I feel like has been developing ever since Naruto Next Generations. And that's what I like about Kishimoto. Like, you can tell he is at the forefront of the writing, right? Like, we're seeing things being able to develop organically that we never would have seen before back in the old days of Naruto Next Generation. So I'm liking this a lot. So that's pretty much what's going on with Ada. And now with all this stuff going on with her, I feel like that's going to set up something bad for her in the future. But we're going to talk about that later on. Next, I want to talk about everything that's going on with Inojin. Now, the Inojin stuff is very interesting to me because we now know that he has to essentially develop this rare jutsu of his in like 2 days' time. Now, a lot of people, when it comes to Inojin, you would probably think, okay, it has something to do with the Beast Scroll, something like that, with like his painting abilities. What I think this ability is, I think he's going to find a way to project himself to all these different Mamushi clones. Because as we know, the more that Mamushi splits apart, he gets dumber. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to wait till there's 20 to 30 Mamushi clones, like Kashin Koji said, and then Inojin is going to somehow project himself into all these different Mamushi clones, essentially paralyze them, and it'll allow for everybody to stab the eyes of all the Mamushi clones and essentially take them out in one fell swoop. That's what I think they're trying to do here because Inojin is a very important character because he's the only one that could really pull something like this off. You're not going to be able to get Ino to help you, so the only one who could really make this work is Inojin. And I think that's the route that they're going to go. And that honestly sounds very cool. Like, and that makes Ino's jutsu even cooler. The fact that maybe, just maybe, Inojin can project himself into all these different Mamushi. I would love to see that. I hope that's the route that they're going with this, because that just sounds fire to me. Next, after everything that we saw with Inojin and setting all that up, we then move on to Kawaki. Now, Kawaki is a character now that you can clearly see what he's being set up to be. Like, the final fight with Boruto just keeps getting more and more set up. Kawaki now is becoming even more obsessed with power. And the way he's going to be able to get this power is by essentially blackmailing Amado, because Kawaki knows he's the only way that Amado can get his daughter back. So he's just going to be blackmailing him probably throughout the duration of the story, letting himself get more and more powerful to the point where he feels like he can beat Boruto. But I feel like Kawaki going down this road, it only leads one way. It only leads one possible way. There's only one possible outcome here. Kawaki is going to die at the hands of Boruto. Kawaki is going to become somebody that is so overcome with a lust and hunger for power to beat all the Otsutsuki that it's going to be his downfall. He is the essentially the inverse of Naruto. Just like how Boruto is the inverse of Sasuke. He's the good version of Sasuke. Kawaki has become the bad version of Naruto. This is a Naruto that is obsessed with power, obsessed with his own selfish desires. That is essentially what Kawaki has become. He has become a slave to his mission, and he's going to fight by any means possible now to defeat Boruto. Yes, they have an alliance at the moment, but Kawaki's dream is to wipe out all the Otsutsuki in order to create a safe place for Naruto and the family that he's been able to develop. And as we all know, Boruto is an Otsutsuki, so that fight with Boruto is going to be his downfall as well, because Kawaki is also part Otsutsuki. So Kawaki, I think, is using this as a way to get more powerful and also take himself out. That's what I think is happening here. He wants to be able to take out two. He wants to be able to essentially use to take out two birds with one stone. That's what's essentially happening here, and it's going to be a very heartbreaking fight. And I think this is going to be one of the most heartbreaking fights in any shonen manga. I think with all the stuff that's being set up, man, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna be sad when this all plays out, man, because sheesh. But after that, we got to see Konohamaru, his interrogation, like starting to unravel some more. I think Konohamaru is going to flip to their side now, especially with Shikamaru. And like I'm saying, man, like I've been saying for the longest time, these Shikamaru death flags just keep going off, man. Shikamaru is not making it out of the story alive. I don't care what anybody says, he's not making it out. Like, the Nara clan is cursed to die protecting the next generation. It happened with Shikamaru's father. It's going to happen here. Shikamaru is not making it out of this story alive. It's sad, but once we come to the acceptance that he's not making it out, it's going to be a lot easier. Like, I've already accepted that Shikamaru was not making it out. It's just a matter of when they decide to take out Shikamaru. And honestly, I think it's going to be him sacrificing himself for the greater good. That's what I think is going to happen there. Finally, the last thing that I want to talk about is Boruto and essentially improving on his sword. Now, what I liked about this, we saw that he's essentially been using an Uchiha art, like a Uchiha Jutsu, for the longest time to keep his sword from chipping. That's honestly really cool. The fact that he's been subconsciously keeping this jutsu active the whole time just to prevent his blade from chipping, that explains a lot too about Boruto, and also why he hasn't been using shadow clones or anything like that. It would deplete too much chakra, and then he wouldn't be able to keep his sword from getting damaged and all that. So I like that a lot, but I also like that Boruto is essentially going to get an upgrade to his sword now from Sumire, which essentially sets up Boruto versus Kawaki even more. Because how else can Boruto keep his sword from shrinking? You got to get some tech from Sumire that keeps it from shrinking in the future. And because this is some tech that has never been seen before, but Sumire can potentially develop this for him. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this plays out. And then we finally see Mamushi pull up, and this is about to be a banger arc, man. Mamushi's pulling up. Like, I think he's going to try to take out Eida, and I also think Eida doesn't make it out of this arc just because of how she has been essentially set up now to have friends. I think that's it for her. But I think that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. How do you guys feel about this chapter? Do you guys like it as much as me and think it's a great return to form? Or do you guys think there's a chapter better than this? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.